Welcome back to Herrick Series Ask Your Realtor. Today I want to cover property taxes. Recently people have been paying their property taxes. I had a friend just pay some in Davis County, and I wanted to explain what a residential exemption is. So with investment properties you don't typically have a residential exemption. But I have some property tax statements here. I have one from Davis County and I have one from Salt Lake County, so I wanted to kind of explain that. So let's start with the Davis County one because it's on top. So this is a property that's in South Davis County, and it shows, according to the Davis County tax assessor, a market value of $421,000 for the year 2024. So they actually give you a tax exemption because it's a primary residence. They changed that taxable value down to $231,550. That is, basically an incentive for people to be primary homeowners, I guess, or maybe to dissuade more rentals, because if it is an investment, then they don't give you that residential exemption. Most of the times you're not going to realize that these taxes are being paid, because if you have a mortgage, then your mortgage servicer is actually collecting this tax throughout the year as part of that escrow payment you make each month. And then come November, December time, they pay that for you. These are typically due December 1st or November 30th. The next property I want to talk about was one in Salt Lake County. This is in Salt Lake City actually, and the Salt Lake County Treasurer, they actually show what the exemption is. It shows a property reduction of 45% because it's a primary residence. In here they also show other reductions that are possible. Obviously this property doesn't qualify for those. They show a green belt reduction, urban farming reduction. So there's lots of different reasons why you may get a break on these property taxes from the county. But in this example, in this Ask Your Realtor, we're just talking about the residential exemption. So this one is a whole 45% discount. And that's actually what the other one was too. So because it's a Utah residential exemption. So this one, the market value, they say is $625,600 for the house. And then the discount is $281,000 and change. So the total taxable value ends up being $344,080. So that is what they're basing taxes off of. In these statements also, they kind of show what the rates are going towards. So, here it says Salt Lake School District, school debt service. So that's probably a bond that they got a while back. State basic school levy, Utah charter school, Salt Lake County bond interest, Salt Lake City debt service, Salt Lake City library, Metro Water, SLC mosquito abatement, Central Utah Water Conservancy, and a few others. So all those things add up to the total tax bill that is being paid. So this total tax is $3,278.74. And I bring this up just because, if you've done any house hacks, if you've bought a house, lived in it for a year or two, then you buy another one and move into that one, and then you rent out the first one, because that's a really good strategy for investing in real estate. If eventually down the road you go to change the ownership of those early houses, because those early houses are participating in this residential tax exemption. If you go and notify that county that, say you put it into an LLC, or if you put it into a trust, something like that, that can notify the county that it is no longer a primary home, and they may boot that residential exemption. I actually know someone that happened to this year. Be wary, maybe consult with the attorney who's helping you with the trust, consult with, a real estate professional, something like that, because that can happen, and that's going to increase those taxes. So for example, with Davis County, they discount it, 45%, $190,000 on what's taxable. So they tell you to pay $2,301 and some change. So if that increased a little bit, at 45% higher because you don't get the residential exemption, that's almost going to double. So that's going to be like a $4,000 tax bill on the Davis County home, and probably like a $6,000 tax bill on the Salt Lake County home. All because you changed the recording of that property. So be wary of that. If you have questions, feel free to reach out, schedule a call with me at the link below. Thanks.